All right,
Boop,
let's get the
boop.
show on the road. All right, folks, this is Cosplay with Benefits, where we talk about cosplay, nerdy stuff, and things with benefits. Usually a lot of sex stuff. Today we have myself, Nappy Chan. We also have Kaden. That's your cosplay name, right? Kaden?
Yeah, it
You know?
is, Kaden.
Yeah, that's what she goes by. We also have Viviku, also
Hey.
known by her real name as Laura. And then we have Richard Rojas from Red Mindless Films and also goes by
Yep.
Red Aftermath as well. And he's a bit sick today, but he's still cute and fuzzy, and we like him that way. All right. Today's topics will be some stuff that Kaiten is bringing to the board about anime conventions and her awesome time there. We'll also be discussing the new Sailor Moon and the new Flash series and sex at anime conventions and how to have it and how not to have it. So, this is my experience and like at conventions with sex and things and stuff like that. But anyway, let's go. So you want to go first, Kate?
Yeah, sure. Last weekend was actually Dallas Comic Con,
Hmm.
and it was awesome. They just moved it to the Dallas Convention Center this year, so the previous convention center was probably like a quarter of the size as the Dallas Convention Center, so it exploded and was huge and amazing. And
How
I
many
was
people go
actually
to that?
it was so cool. I think they said there were about 70,000 in attendance there, so it was very big. They had a lot of
Hmm.
big names.
Hmm.
Um, Ooh, but yeah, I don't think I still have my voice back entirely from it because
You were
it was
fangirling.
crazy. Oh
You
my
got a
God, yes.
fangirl.
I fangirled so hard. I was part of a 20-person group of X-Men. We
I
have a
saw that.
page like,
That was amazing.
yeah,
You look
like the
really good
X-Men
too.
Infinity class.
I
So
saw your Jubilee. I
yes.
was like, fanboy feelings coming back. Like I have a
Yes.
mad crush on like Jubilee, like all the way back from like the 1990s. Like she's just my favorite character. And to see somebody like do, I mean, cause I see people do her, but she's not really something that you see very often. Most people do Storm or Rogue, and to see like
Yeah.
Jubilee, it's just like, oh my god, Jubilee, because she's so adorable with her little fireworks things and stuff. But yeah, it was great. I wish I could have went.
She's kind of making a comeback though. I saw a lot more Jubilee cosplayers this time. I mean, not a ton,
Hmm.
but I saw a good three or four others walking around, so that was pretty cool. I was like,
It's
yay, there's more of us.
it's the
She's
kawaii
coming
movement.
back. She's coming back from the 90s.
It's the
But it was
kawaii
super cool
movement.
though. Yeah. But we got to, because we had such a large group,
Hmm.
a couple of our people
See your
were able
doggy.
to get in touch with the publicist for Stan Lee,
Hmm.
and they had us go down and wait kind of outside the area where he was doing autographs because there was this curtain. And they were like, okay, and they positioned us all. And then they brought Stan Lee out, and he was like, it's my X-Men.
Oh my god,
And
no!
it
That's
was so
awesome!
cool. So he
Oh, I'm
came and
so
like stood
jealous.
between us,
Kind of
and we
hate me
got a
right now.
picture with them. And like when the publicist guy told me and Audrey or Emma Frost, because we were standing in the middle, he
Hmm.
said, "Okay, Stanley's gonna come and stand between you two."
Hmm.
And both of us just looked at each other like, "Oh
Oh
God,
my god!
this is gonna
That's
happen."
amazing!
And like when he came out like stood between us, he like hugged us and everything, and we were both just like,
Oh,
"Ah."
Oh
And
my
I was so
god!
happy that
he's
I
so
freaking
sweet.
had like sunglasses on as Jubilee because like there were tears because I was so freaking excited. I was like,
You got to meet the
smile,
Stan Lee, and he called you
smile.
like my X-Men.
He
That's
was
so
like, it's
amazing.
my X-Men. It was so funny. And the guy's like, okay. And the photographers are all taking pictures and stuff. And he's just like, take your time, guys. And we're like, yes, yes, please take your time.
That's awesome. I'm
And
literally doing that ugly cry that Peter Parker did in Spider-Man right now. The story is making me so happy. I'm just like, oh my god,
it
Peter,
was
it's amazing.
amazing. And like it was so worth it because one thing I will say, if you ever cosplay and decide to do a giant group like that,
Mm.
be prepared for some big ass bumps in the road along the way because it gets freaking intense and crazy. But it made it all worth it in the end, with the picture of Stanley. But like, oh my goodness, my friend Tino, who is our Wolverine, he kind of like spearheaded the group.
Mm.
He crushed at our place for the convention because he's from Oklahoma, and he crushed at our place starting Wednesday night. Starting Wednesday night, he and I were up until like at least 4 in the morning, getting last minute things together, like props and belts, and kind of figure out paint and all that. And we were up every morning at least by 7 working on shit. The day of the convention, Saturday, we had people over at 6:30 in the morning. The blue guys in our Colossus who had to be painted and like rigged up. Archangel had to get his wings rigged on him and everything. And it was a freaking project. So, if you ever want to tackle something like that, just be aware that it is not smooth sailing,
I
but
can
it's
imagine.
totally worth it when you get a picture
It looked
like
amazing.
with
Like
Stan Lee. Like, oh my
it,
god.
it looked amazing. Like I saw your pictures on your fan page and everything because I kind of
Yeah.
I'm stalk your fan page, but
Yes.
yeah, I saw pictures and everything, and I was like, man, that is so amazing. Like I didn't have feels, I had like jealousy feels, like slightly, like after
Yes.
like watching that. But no, that is incredible. Did you get his autograph or him to sign or touch something?
No.
Oh,
Well, he
what? You didn't get
hugged
his
me.
autograph?
Like he was hugging me, so he touched me. So
True.
that was cool.
Oh, and you just took a shower. You
I was
washed all of
just,
that off
just
of you.
I was like, I never want to shower this side of me again. Like, can I just like cellophane this when I'm in the shower and just like keep the Stanley?
Yeah, I
But
don't
I
think.
already have his autographs on like some other
Oh,
stuff, so
okay, cool.
I
That's
didn't
amazing,
lose
though.
out there. But oh my goodness, it was so cool. We actually even got approached by some local movie theaters, and like I think there were 8 of us. We went to the Alamo Draft House in Richardson, which is one of those dine-in theaters. And they're like, if y'all come and cosplay, we'll comp your movie. So we did that last night, and then a couple of ours, Tino and our Storm, her cosplay page is Book of Magic. They did the same thing up in Oklahoma, where they went dressed up, and they got to go and like talk to the people coming to see the movie, and then we got to see the movie for free. So that's pretty cool. Got to do some neat stuff out of this. Worth it.
That sounds so amazing. So you did that last weekend?
Yeah, it was intense. I
That is
slept for like
awesome.
12 hours over like 5 days.
That almost
I
makes
was a zombie.
that almost makes me want to do a comic book or like a comic con or whatnot. And if I did, like, and I've said this on other episodes, like I really want to do like Slade or something like that. But yes, I
If
don't know.
you do, you should come to Dallas for fan days because we're working on a smallish Arrow group based off the TV show.
Oh, okay.
So
I
I'm
don't.
like working on my boyfriend to be
You could
Red
do a
Arrow because
Diggle.
he's got the right face.
I could do. Why? Why you
He
want me to do Diggle? Because I'm
digs
black.
because you
Because
black.
typecasting, that's why.
I see what you're doing there. It's all good. No, it's all right. I typecast people all the time. Like when I did. I mean, I think it's okay to sort of pick your friends for their race as long as you're not really too overly extreme about it. Like, when we did Car Captor Sakura, and actually I just finished a photo shoot of my friend cosplaying Mei Lin, and we specifically picked her because she was Asian because we knew she would do a really fantastic Mei Lin, and she did. So I mean, I think it's okay. I love Diggle. Like I honestly would not mind like cosplaying him. Like he's the
He's a
conscious for
badass.
he's a badass, and he's also like the conscious for Oliver McQueen, which is why I like him. He's like Oliver McQueen would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna do the thing," and he's like, "Oliver, don't do the thing, man." He's like, "I'm gonna do the thing." He's like, "I'm doing the thing." Oh my god, I shouldn't have did the thing. And then Diggle's just like dumbass white people.
It's like Spock and Kirk. Don't do
Yeah.
the thing. I'm gonna do
Do
the
the
thing.
thing. So yeah, but
Those poor supporting characters.
yeah. Speaking of Arrow, I haven't watched the second season yet. I'll be starting the second season, and then I'll be all caught up on it. But I am
It was
super excited.
awesome.
I'm super excited about the new Flash series that's coming out. Like when I saw the preview for that, like I made a little poop in my pants. Like I was that excited about it. It is just it's I mean, the special effects for the show. Like I don't really think they could have did this show like 10 or 15 years ago because I don't really think they had the budget or the special effects for it. It would have had to been something Hollywood level. But the amount of work that they put into it just from the previews or whatnot, just it looks absolutely incredible. Like they did the shit out of it. And Oliver Queen looks like a badass now. I wasn't really sure about the actor, but after watching the previews or whatnot, I mean, I always like to watch a show before I have a final judgment on it anyway. But I think this guy's gonna do the show good justice. Like I just
The
think it's
berry.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
He's
think it's gonna
good.
be amazing. Yeah,
He'll be
yeah.
good.
I'm the suit bothers me a little bit. Like I think
It
especially as a
doesn't because it kind of like accentuates just his chest instead of being
yeah.
a flat suit.
Exactly, exactly. And as a cosplayer, it's like, come on, we know you can pull off a fucking bodysuit with a Hollywood budget, okay? Like if I can,
Googling.
like, like
Please
if I,
hold.
right, like if I could pull off something, I mean, like as a cosplayer, and but anyway, besides the suit, I think the suit, I mean, it bothers me slightly, but I still think it looks, pretty decent, and I'm just. I don't know, like I'm fanboying and fangirling over it at the same time. Like the show is, I love the Flash. Like, and the only reason, I mean, I like Green Arrow, but the only reason why I started watching Green Arrow was to catch up on it because I heard there was going to be some major crossover between like the Flash and Arrow. So I wanted to like get in on that before I got behind, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't know what the hell's happening. What are you showing us? Oh,
There's
that's
stuff
awesome.
on the legs.
Mm,
Little bit. Little bit.
mm,
You just can't see it because his legs move so fast.
right. I like how you like get a picture and show us that. But anyway,
It's there.
Like you didn't even bother putting it in the chat or anything like that. You just like literally just showed
Just
your
put-
phone to the camera.
It's like, look. Sorry, people listening.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
Google.
That's what the link dump's for.
I was gonna say like we can't even like send them pictures to. Well, I guess
so
we
what
could.
did what did you say you were going to talk about, Richard? You sound so sick, by the way.
I know.
Cough
The
drops,
one I was
man.
gonna say, since you were talking about fast people in the
Mhm.
new X-Men movie, without spoilers, since
Right.
we'll wait at least 2 weeks because
Yeah. I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
They actually
So hard.
the character personality for Quicksilver was perfect.
Is this the same Quicksilver that's going to be in the Avengers?
No, it's
No.
a different person.
Okay.
Same character, but different actor.
Yeah.
Okay.
The outfit design is a little off,
Wonky.
but yeah, it looks kind of weird. I mean, even for 70s standards, it's kind of off.
70s standards. Is it like disco?
No, it's just kind of weird. Like, I do like it better after seeing it in person, though, because whenever they put the promo posters out with Quicksilver, I was like,
Yeah.
what the crap is that? It did
Mhm.
translate better in film, but yeah, it's just kind of
But
weird.
his overall character was really good.
Mhm. I was very happy with it. I won't say anything about the movie other than the fact I liked it, and I have a high standard for X-Men.
And they
movies.
fixed the canon.
Yes, they fixed the shit. They fixed the things.
Okay, that's awesome because I was really disappointed with like the last X-Men X-Men movies that they came out with, and I do want to watch this movie because from the old '90s cartoons and from the comic books, I have always been a massive fan of the Sentinels, and finally they're in the movie. I've always wanted to see Sentinels, and it's like this is like the 21st century where we have all this awesome special
They were
effects
very
stuff.
much modernized
Yeah.
compared to like what they looked like in the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good. Like, it was a good thing. They needed to be modernized.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Especially the way they start off. It's kind of interesting to see because I didn't know if Future Past actually takes place in an actual comic book universe or not.
It
Mm.
does. The Days
Yeah.
of Future Past, it's actually one of the most popular story arcs. I have it on my phone. I'm a big X-Men nerd. Hi.
And of course. Do they? Well, I mean, if they're going to do or if they're going to start doing time traveling and stuff like that, do they at least have what's his name? Cable, I think it is.
Cable's
No,
not in there.
because he's actually not even in Days of Future Past, so it's smart for him
Or
to
am I
not
thinking?
be in that.
Or am I thinking about another timeline?
That's right. No, he does have to do a time travel as well.
Right.
Bishop is in it, who
Bishop.
is
That's
part of that.
Bishop. Yes.
Yeah, you
that's
could
who I was
cosplay
thinking
Bishop.
You
about.
could
You
cosplay
probably-
Bishop.
Oh shit! Would you stop race-based cosplaying me? I'm gonna. No,
But it's so easy.
No, I actually.
Okay, you could do Cable.
No, I actually,
How's that?
I actually did think about doing Bishop actually, just because I admire him. I think he's amazing. Like I love
He's a
him in the
vamp.
comic books. I love him in the I love him in the '90s cartoon. He's just fantastic, and I'm gonna be putting on a little bit more weight as far as working out is concerned. So I'll have some bigger arms and legs and stuff. So I probably could. I mean,
Yeah,
I just-
do the Bishop.
yeah. So I might actually think about it. I'm actually more partial to Gambit, believe it or not, for cosplaying, and I wouldn't really mind
Do
cosplaying him.
Gambit.
All
Do
you have
him,
to do is do
please.
the accent right, and you're fine.
Yeah. Well, I am a linguist, so it's what we do. We study language. So I'll just listen to some I was actually born in Louisiana, so I don't have an excuse. but I was not raised there. I was raised in Georgia. So but anyway, yeah.
Aw, you're a Southern baby like me.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I grew up.
Yes.
I like how people are always like, "You don't have an accent." It's like I didn't grow up on a farm. Of course, I don't have an accent.
I was like, the people with the accents are the ones in the little tiny towns.
Yeah.
If you like, people are like, "Oh, you're from Dallas. Where's your accent?" I'm like, "I'm from Dallas."
Exactly. Like people are like, "You're from Georgia. You're from Atlanta. Where's your accent?" It's like I'm from Atlanta. We don't have an accent. The only thing,
Right.
the only thing that you have that you'll pick up when you live down south is what I like to call nuances. Like there's some words that I pronounce that everyone else doesn't pronounce, like up here or whatever, or like, and I say y'all a lot, and there's just words, and I use analogies like, "Oh, that boy was busier than a cat digging up shit," except I won't really have like the accent behind
Wow.
it. Or whatever. So I do. I'll be like, "Well, that girl was uglier than two squirrels fucking each other." So yeah, but yeah, I do that. So
Southern life is awesome.
And I'm like
Welcome
here up
to our
north.
little-
Remember when I first started and you guys were like, "How come you don't have the accent?" I was like, "Because I'm from Ottawa. We don't have the accent."
But you did satisfy our Americanness by saying "a" though.
Okay,
in
that's
episode.
something I kind of have to agree that yes, we do say it, not as much as people think, but we do say a lot.
They-
But it's really funny because like a lot of us who have like are in denial about it. We're like, we don't say a, and then like literally like a sentence later they'll say it, and they're like, God damn it.
They say it a lot in Minnesota too. I think it has to do with like that part of the world because
That's
in
what I'm
Minnesota.
saying. Like the quote unquote stereotypical Canadian accent is very similar to Minnesotan.
Yes,
and
yes.
it's really funny because I think the only place that actually has quote unquote that accent in Canada is
Mhm.
Southern Ontario. In only
Ah.
certain parts of it, like the hick parts. So, and we do have
That's
hick
just like the
parts here.
South.
The
Yeah.
only accents you'll find in Canada are mainly the Southern Ontario, obviously
Mhm.
the Quebec.
Mhm.
I feel like Quebec and New Brunswick have sort of slightly different accents, not
Mhm.
too much, but slightly. And then Newfies, especially Newfies, like Newfoundland. Oh my
Right.
god, like
Newfies, is that what you guys call them? That's
Yeah,
kind of
See,
cute.
my
I
neighbors
call
are Newfies.
Newfoundland the dogs Newfies, so when you say Newfies in reference to people, it confuses me.
Sorry. But
I work
yeah,
at
like-
a veterinary hospital part-time,
Oh,
so...
that's so awesome. Yeah, no, Newfies are like what we call Newfoundland people, and they definitely have an accent. I can't say that was my dog. I can't like impersonate it, but it's like it's super unique. Like as soon as you hear them talk, you're like, oh, you're from Newfoundland.
Yeah, the funny thing about Iowa is like, I mean, here they have like their accent is different. They have like a twang to their voice, and a lot of it I have kind of picked up in the way like I speak because I've lived here for like 9 years. But it's really funny where you like when you like Iowa or like from Des Moines, it's like I guess you could say to Minnesota, it's probably like 2.5 hours to the border and about 3 hours to Minneapolis or 3.5 hours. And as soon as you cross that border, the accents change, and it's amazing. Like just cross over and you go from that like that Midwest accent like John Wayne with the way they talk down here and they're washing their clothes, and you cross over and they're like, "Oh, hey Bob, how's it going? Yeah." I took the kids out with the boat, and they got some swagger going on and everything else. The kids in their swagger, y'all, don't you know? And it just
Oh my
changes. It just changes like instantaneously as soon as you cross the border and you skip back on over and you're back to John Waynesville. It's amazing, like how the accents change just like 3 hours away from the border. And then if you go probably 3 hours south and you start getting into like southern Missouri and Arkansas,
Missouri.
don't make fun of me. They
Don't forget you're in Des Moines.
yeah, Des Moines.
Yeah, say Des Moines.
Oh wow. Sorry.
Yeah, and you go down there, and that's when you start getting the southern accent as soon as you like hit southern Missouri and Arkansas. But it's funny you say Des Moines, because when I'm working customer service or whatnot, and I'm on the phone talking to people, and I have to spell out the city so they can like mail things into us, they're like Des Moines. How do you spell that? And I just say Des Moines, and they're like, oh, okay, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh my god. Actually, here's a question for you Americans, because I just sort of had that realization of like, do they have that? Like, mandatory things in Canada, like especially in Ottawa, like because we're so close to Quebec, and I think they just have it everywhere just for convenience sake. But
Mhm.
like everything is literally bilingual. So like,
Oh, they fight
Bilingual
that.
in the United States? Are you
They,
kidding me?
we fight that so hardcore over here when people
are
are
you
like,
kidding?
this is
You're in
America.
You can't
America.
sell like a product can't be sold here unless the packaging is in French and English. It has to
Unless
have at least those.
unless the corporation feels as though they can make money off of the Hispanic population, they'll do it. But other than that, like
Yeah.
there
Really?
is a fight in Washington right now to try to make English the American language, because that's all we speak here is English. Damn it!
Even
So-
though, even
Well-
though Spanish speakers outweigh the English speakers.
Yeah, seriously, what the hell? Like here, like even
Dude, come to
well,
Texas,
we just got this
half our
awesome.
signs are in frickin' Spanish.
Yeah.
My entire apartment is in Spanish. Like I know how to
That's
read in
awesome.
Spanish by default, just by just because I
By
need to get
exposure.
the
Like we recently on our bus system, just it helps out literally everyone, including deaf people. I don't even know how deaf people. No, sorry, why do I always say deaf? Sorry, I meant blind. It helps out both of them actually, but like
How do deaf people read? I'm confused.
no. It's actually it's a dual thing, but like now instead of like just guessing where the stops are on buses, they have like this thing at the top that says the stop, and it also literally says the stop. Like you have a guy saying it, and he repeats it in English and in French.
Yeah.
So how good is your French?
My it's not good.
So I'm
That
gonna
good,
guess
huh?
not.
It's I haven't learned French since grade 10 because I was like, that's when I can drop it. Yeah. Well, it's like it was kind of sad. Like
It is French after all.
Hey, watch it.
I kind of wish I probably would have kept going with it if we weren't learning the same shit that we learned in kindergarten over and over again. Like we barely even like just went up. I took 3 years of Japanese and I learned more Japanese in those 3 years than I did French in 10.
That's the way it is here in America with Spanish. Like they just teach you bullshit Spanish. They don't really teach you the Spanish that you need to know.
Stupid.
You know, it's like the schools are literally like Dark Knight. They're like, we're gonna teach the kids the Spanish they need, not necessarily the Spanish they need to know because they need Spanish. So yeah, but no, America
Yeah,
is
it's pretty
fierce.
bad.
America is fiercely against like anything that's non-English. I'm actually pro bilingual country because first off, I'm a linguist, so I don't have language bias or whatnot. And second, because it actually makes sense to have, since we have these two major languages or whatever, it makes sense to have one is English and one is Spanish. And it's just, I don't know, not racist, in my opinion, and so many other countries do it. I mean, you have Canada and, with English and French, you have, let's see, I'm trying to think of, you have Singapore, which basically has 3 different languages. It has Malay, it has Arabic, it has Mandarin Chinese, it has Hokkien, and it has English there. So you have all these countries that get along just fine by being either bilingual or multilingual, and you have America just like, yep, we just gonna have English or whatever, and it's so annoying. I mean, it's that stubborn Americanness like that, like. And I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but like when I go to anime conventions and I have to drive like 10 hours and I watch my friends in Europe zipping around at 200 miles an hour in trains, I'm like, why can't we have that? It brings furious anger to me because like I could save so much and this, yes, I'm saying that America needs to change its rapid transit system so that I can cosplay and go to different parts of the country
Wait, you
more
don't have
easily.
trains?
No,
Yeah,
we
we
don't have
really
high-speed
don't.
trains. We don't.
There's
We
have
drive
trains
everywhere.
Amtrak,
within
but it's
cities.
freaking terrible, like overpriced, and nobody ever
to go at
takes it.
50 miles an hour. It takes you like 4 days to get to like
What?
let's say you're in New York and you take the train to like Georgia. It takes you like 4 days to get there.
What the
Takes
hell?
you like it's actually quicker to take the car. Yeah, our train system is so
Wow.
bonk here. And I always
Actually-
told people, huh?
I was gonna say like Ottawa we have, well, actually to be honest, everywhere in Canada we have the Via Rail, which is, to be honest, I actually, of my experience being on it, fucking awesome. Like it's very quick. I would say the only downside is that now in my neighborhood, they have to go slower during intersections because October we had a horrible incident where a train and a bus
Oh, I heard about
collided.
that.
Ooh.
I heard
Yeah.
about that.
actually one of the young adults that died was my ex-boyfriend. And my sister's friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear about that. So
It was, yeah, I heard that. I was like, oh, is this just gonna be in local news? And I was like hearing like literally like people everywhere talking about it, and I was like, oh, so they actually do care about Canada.
We
Right.
care about Canada. Y'all gave us hockey.
and syrup.
And
Well, no, you
No,
don't
that's
have
Vermont.
our syrup.
You ain't got our syrup.
Well,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
got
no.
your own
I know-
American
I know-
syrup.
I know the syrup that you guys get. Like most of you guys don't buy it because it's bloody expensive.
You know our syrup too. She's like, hey, I know the good shit. Y'all don't have the good shit.
no.
down
My
there.
mom lives in the States, so
We do have your weed though. That we do
What?
have. We have your weed. Most of our weed comes from Canada.
Oh God, really?
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. Actually.
That's actually pretty funny.
What
I
do
guess
they-
that makes sense.
Yeah, we call it that BC bud, or at least that's what my friends call it, because I don't smoke pot. But they're like, oh yeah, that BC bud or British Columbia. They're always like talking about it and shit. So yeah, we got your pot, but we don't have your syrup. And I've had Canadian syrup before, not in the store, but one of my friends was from England, and she actually got a lot of stuff from Canada, because for some reason Canada and England are still kind of like almost sleeping together in a way. So
Well,
they have
no,
like a lot of
the
crossover.
Queen still comes to us all the time, so
Right.
not really all the time, like. a few
Right,
times
so
out of the year.
so like she had like relatives there, so she brought some Canadian syrup one time, and it is everything they say it is and more.
It's
Like I
amazing.
just I could have wrapped up in a blanket with a gallon of it and just been fat like all
Dude,
day. It's
Dude,
that
seriously,
good.
dude, come up to Ottawa. I'll take you to a sugar bush.
Oh my god!
Why don't you
yes.
just ship us some like good syrup?
Because it's
I
so
think
expensive.
that's a better idea.
Yeah, for my
like-
birthday, I'll send you some worthless American money because like our value is dropping, and you can send me some
I
syrup.
could if you want. Like we like in downtown in Ottawa, like we
Mhm.
have like stands where you can get like the good shit.
The good
but-
shit.
Well,
Hey kid, want to buy some syrup?
I can
No,
get
I'm
you
just
I can
fucking
get you a thing of syrup, and I can get you maple treats like maple fudge, maple cookies.
I'm down for that, like Charlie Brown.
But no,
that
seriously,
sounds
seriously
amazing.
though, like during winter, come like maybe not winter. I can't
No,
remember when
I'm
they do
never
it.
gonna
but-
go to Canada during winter. I'm not gonna leave
No,
a
no,
worse.
no.
I'm not gonna leave
No,
a
no,
shitty
no,
winter
no.
for a worse
Canada
winter.
in winter.
Just don't come during January. That's when it gets like minus 40. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's an everyday, not every day,
Is that-
every year
and
kind of
that's
thing.
Celsius,
Oh,
right?
so Kansas?
Oh my god,
Oh.
it's really cold.
Okay,
No,
that's not quite as bad in my head then. I was
yeah,
like,
no,
"The
no,
fuck?"
like, no. It's still pretty bad though. Like, bundle up. But like,
Oh yeah, just it's not Fahrenheit. When I
No,
think
no,
that, I
that would
think
be
Fahrenheit,
ridiculous.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're
how
right.
do
Yeah,
you
you're right. It wouldn't be
live?
that bad. Now that I think about it.
it gets over minus 40. I'm like
Well,
lowballing it because like it wavers in that week. It's like basically a 1 week to 2 week kind of like freeze, where it's like minus 40, and then with wind chill it's like minus 1, like 40, 45.
Speaking of
50.
snow and
is it
shitty
negative
weather,
40 when Fahrenheit and Celsius overlap? Like they're exactly
I think
the
that's
same?
negative 30 something. It's in the 30s, I believe.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
check that. I'm pretty sure it's negative 40.
All right, Mr. Engineer, go
I
ahead.
really love how
That
like
sounds
minus
terrible.
30 is just like for me, like especially when I was in high school, like I used to when I was like thinner, I used to wear
Mhm.
like mini skirts all the time, even in winter. So I was actually like infamous around my school as that crazy girl who wears skirts throughout winter. 'Cause
You
who
rock it, girl.
cares?
Speaking of shitty winters, Richard, did it actually snow during ASIN?
No,
Or was that a rumor?
I
Jamba.
don't know. I never saw any snow.
Okay, because people were like, "Oh my god, it's snowing during ASIN. That's what they get for having fun." I was one of those haters because I didn't get to go.
But no,
Yeah.
seriously,
Was it people
It's
from
negative
the south
40.
saying that it snows? Because for us, snow is like, oh, there's a flurry. There's a
Yeah.
flurry. It's snowing. Oh my god.
Yeah, literally,
What do we do?
it literally
Shut down
is.
the roads.
Shut down
my
the
God.
town. It's a national. People
It's
cannot
terrible.
drive down.
well,
It's
I can
awful,
understand
like-
why you guys do that though, because it's just
Mm.
like if you're not ready for snow, especially your cars, you
Yeah,
can
we're
get
not
fucked
equipped
up.
to handle that shit down
Well,
here.
you
Like,
guys-
people
you
make
guys
fun
don't
of
even
us, and I'm
sell
like,
like large
We-
bags of salt for you
yeah,
guys.
we don't
Yeah.
have that
Yeah,
option.
like that's what saves
So-
us during winter.
Yeah. Which, like, I think some people don't realize. They're like, man, they're Southerners. They can't handle it. And I'm like, we don't normally get this weather. Therefore, we don't have the tools that you have to
Mhm.
equip ourselves
Yeah.
to, like, deal with this weather. So,
Every
our
day.
solution is
But-
go to Sam's Club, buy a bunch of shit, and don't
And
leave
lock
the
yourself
house
in.
until it
Yeah, that-
goes away.
Yeah, I
Literally, yeah.
remember that.
Sounds
I
like
remember
a
that
solid
lifestyle.
plan.
but like up here, like it's kind of like I remember when I first moved up here. This place is literally winter hold. Like winter is always fucking coming. Like even when it's summer, winter is coming. And like when I first moved up here, there was like 9 years ago. I remember it was a foot of snow on the ground, and like down south, that is fucking scary. Like that's
Oh
an
my
apocalypse. That's the apocalypse
I
down
don't know
south.
what to do.
And there's like a foot of snow, and I was like, man, and I'm thinking to myself because I'm just fresh out of Atlanta. I'm like, man, this place is gonna be shut down for months probably. And they're like, nope. Like it literally has to blizzard here for the town to shut down. Like
Yeah.
it'll drop 2 feet of snow, and they're like, well, you coming in to work, and then you.
Yeah, like I remember a few years ago, we had a horrible ice storm, and when I say horrible ice storm, I mean like literally everything was sheer ice.
Mhm.
And I was a very smart Canadian, and my winter boots were literally wedges. Still made it that entire winter. I barely fell that winter. It was really funny. And when I say barely fell, I mean this story is the only time I fell. So I like literally walked like it would be around a mile for you guys.
I like how you had to translate that
She's
kilometer
like,
mentally.
Like wait, because it wasn't quite a kilometer. It was
Translate
definitely,
this into American.
but like yeah, so I literally walked a mile on literal sheer ice. Like again, nothing was not ice, and I was like, oh, the parking lots must be better because the cars are on them to heat the ice up, so it becomes no. By the
You
way,
silly
that's what
girl,
happened.
you think funny things.
No, it's true though. The ice did melt on there, but I was like on the sidewalk, and there's like this like little like small like foot 2 feet like high like slope thing, and then the parking lot. So like I just like all I had to do was step on the slope and then get onto the parking lot, and I'm home
you
free.
you
Like
slide
my
into the
work,
parking lot.
my
Slide
work
to
was
the left. Slide to the right. Now jump 3 times. Everybody clap your hands.
it was so funny though because like my work was literally like I do things in feet because whatever. But like it was probably around 20 feet, 30 feet away, not very far.
Right.
And so I was like, I'm gonna be safe if I do this. I'm gonna be safe. And I literally stepped up onto like the little ledge thing where the parking lot is, and I got like almost both my feet up, and then my foot literally was solid on the thing, and then it was just like nope, and it slid, and I was
We're
like,
done.
I
We're
almost
done
did the
here.
splits. And then I caught myself with my hand, but again, everything is sheer ice, so I literally put my hand on the ground, and then my arm
You just, like-
slipped.
You learn how to do splits when you live up north. That's like a requirement every winter.
I
Learn how to
did a
do
comic
splits.
about this. Like, I drew a comic about what happened. It was just really funny, though, because, like, it was, like, literally, like, put my foot up, slip, and then, like, put my hand up to catch myself, slip. So I was literally laying in a parking lot on my face.
I am proud to say that this past winter, I have not slipped and fallen on my black
I
ass.
did.
Not once.
I destroyed my knee. It was really funny. But, like,
Mm.
I literally laid in that parking lot and cried. Because I was so close, but I still wasn't at work. And it was just like, I got into work and I'm just like, scraped and like, sobbing. My coworker's like, you okay? And I'm like, no!
I just realized something, BBQ.
Uh-huh.
Your gas mask with your kawaii on your thing, like what?
Yeah.
That I don't know. It reminds me of like a Doctor Who version of like Sailor Moon or whatnot. Like
That
the
was
where's
like
my
my
mummy?
makeshift Halloween costume,
Huh?
3 years ago. That was like a makeshift Halloween costume. Basically I was like, what do I do for Halloween? Well, I got my Seifuku, and my friend has a gas mask. It was really funny because I wore that gas mask all the time. We did a photo shoot with me and that. It was pretty sweet.
Nice. So anyway, about the new Sailor
Sorry.
Moon. Does anybody on here watch Sailor Moon? Or
Dude,
like
I was
besides
just
me?
rewatching it.
Say what?
Sorry, I was just rewatching it.
Oh, like the old one. Richard doesn't
I
watch
watched
any
it at one point.
at one point. How
Well-
far did you watch it up to? Did you watch Sailor Stars? Did you
No,
watch
I didn't even know there were Sailor Stars.
Sailor Stars, Super S?
I didn't
There's
even
like
get that far.
there's more
The
than just
Sailor
that.
Stars are fucking crazy, man.
I like
It
that.
was
Wait,
awesome.
what is it? They're like a sailor. What is it? The thing that the star uterus that he does or she does rather.
It's just weird.
But it's all
Like
good.
they got that. I didn't think they would bring the outer senshi to the U.S. because lesbians.
Oh
And
God.
then they did, and they were cousins.
Because it's
And
okay to
And then
have
they were still
really close
lesbians, so it
cousins.
didn't really help.
Well, then I was like, well, there's no way. I was like, are they gonna try and bring the Sailor Stars over? Like, how are they gonna write that shit out?
Right.
They're all
Like,
cousins.
there's
Fixes
no way.
everything.
There's no way.
You know, it really kind of annoys me that they were okay here in America with them being really friendly cousins than having a homosexual relationship. It's like, why are you more okay with them being really... It's like, because, I mean, when you watch it, they're like, oh, they're cousins, and it's like, those cousins are friendly as shit,
Yeah,
goddamn.
like, I'm not friendly
Yeah,
with that
and then the
one.
show got
Right?
canceled. At least in Canada, like they were like, as soon as they came, we were like, cousins dating. Oh yeah, no, we can't play this. And that was when we lost Sailor Moon.
What? I thought Canada was more liberal than that when it came time to the Sailor Moons.
You mean incest? They were not okay with that.
No. I'm talking about with like the
Well, they got,
homosexual.
we got
Was
your
lesbians
Sailor
in
Moon,
Canada?
so we got screwed up.
Oh.
Say what?
We got your Sailor Moon, so we got the fucked up version.
Oh, sorry, we jacked you guys out of Sailor Moon.
It was just
We
like.
apologize for America.
And
I'm
I think
really-
it's really
I'm
funny
really
because I don't think we would care if
Right.
they were lesbians at all, because
Right.
like it wasn't like you know, you see them straight up like scissoring at one point, like it's a kid
Right.
show, like
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
I
but
feel like today, though, they probably could have just had them as lesbians and it wouldn't have been an issue.
obviously.
Probably,
But
yeah.
just like back in the time, it was like, oh
the
my
90s back in the
gosh,
day.
This is so bad.
Right. But
So-
I'm really excited about the new show that's coming out because
Me
I heard that they
too.
are basing it off of the manga, which means it's going to be more serious, it's going to be more intense, and we're actually going to get to see I mean, it's like anything that was like that's based off of the manga, like Full Metal Alchemist. Excuse me. Like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Wow.
Oh,
If we ever
my
meet up,
God.
we're gonna have to get to a bourbon contest.
I covered it the wrong way, my bad.
That was literally like me all of yesterday, like because you know alcohol makes me burp. But like,
Well, me
you guys watch
too.
Rick and Morty?
Makes me hiccup, makes me horny, and very flirtatious.
Makes you hiccup. Oh man.
I'm just gonna stay out of that conversation there.
Why? Why?
He's
Come
like,
on,
not
Richard.
even gonna touch that.
Tell us some stories. Well,
Yeah,
hey,
I don't have stories. That's the thing.
What? Oh, that's so cute. You should cosplay it.
It's gonna happen at Acon.
Well, that should. That would be amazing.
There's a group of us.
But
When you said Sailor Moon, we're doing Disney princesses and heroines as Sailor Scouts. Yay.
oh, you're doing that version. Nice. That's gonna be really cool then. Sweet.
It'll be fun, there's like 23 of us. Woohoo!
Nice, but yeah, I'm excited because it's gonna. I heard that it's gonna be based off of the manga. It has all of the actual characters in it. It's gonna have the old original voice actors. Actually the old voice actors are really gung ho for it, and the animation is gonna look incredibly good. It's gonna be crisp, higher budget, and just fantastic. And as a guy, I'm quite excited about this. So I don't know if I will cosplay Tuxedo Mask because I really don't like him. I might actually cosplay
Chad!
what's the boy cat's name? I forget his name. It's escaping me.
Artemis?
Yes, his human form. I might actually cosplay that. Which
I want to
you
cosplay
only...
as Luna's human form.
I
would be
almost did
cool.
that, but
And I
the
hate
link that I
yellow.
wanted for it was like $65.
And I don't think the human forms ever appear in the anime, do they? I think they're only in the manga.
No,
Do
they
they-
do appear in the anime at some point.
It's like
I seen pictures.
I think they appear as like a movie. It's
Yeah.
like a movie
Yeah,
thing.
that's what it was.
They're just not featured as much as they are in like the actual manga. But if I do, yeah, because Holly wants to cosplay Sailor V, and she wants me to do Artemis, the human version. So I actually
That'd
might.
be so cute.
Yeah, I actually might do that. So, we'll see though. But yeah, I'm just totally pumped for this. That's coming out and whatnot. But yeah. So anyway, moving on to sex at the convention. Dum dum dum. I'm sure you want to hear this.
I don't
Okay.
even know how to like partake in this conversation.
just,
here.
just roll with well, at anime conventions, like, I always tell people because, like, sometimes you do go to an anime. I mean, I don't recommend that you go to an anime convention looking to hook up and like have sex or whatever, but people do, and sometimes people get lucky. But you have to be like, you have to be what's the word I'm looking for? Polite to the other people that you're rooming with, like not banging people next to the people that you're in the bed with or having sex in the room. So we've come up with a code, and Richard is slightly familiar with this code where if someone is like having sex in the room, we'll like text each other or like hang something on the door. So and each person gets an hour per day. And if you can't do what you need to do in an hour, then I'm sorry, but and please flush your condoms down the toilet after you're done.
Oh my god.
like a certain person on this podcast, not you, Richard, but another person who will remain unnamed, who's sleeping. You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking
Who
about.
did not flush his condoms down the toilet at a detour.
Oh my god.
Which is how I knew he was getting some. He's like laying in the bed all innocent, like. And I go on a bathroom and there's like 3 condoms in the toilet, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Why don't you just throw
So,
them in
like,
the trash bin?
Because they were all full with like cups and cosplay props and shit that we threw away. So yeah, the room.
That makes sense.
Whenever you go to an anime convention, the room looks like a shitstorm. But no, there's one time where we went to a actually fuck it, I'm gonna tell the finger banging story because you haven't heard it, Kaden, and you haven't heard it,
God.
and this story needs to be told in Canada. I've told this story to hundreds of people, and I will not say the names of people to protect their identity, so I don't want anybody coming back to me saying I'm talking shit. This is a story that happened to me, and because I personally had to experience it, I will talk about it on this podcast because it's a fucking awesome story, and I'm gonna tell this shit to my grandchildren. So anyway, this is like the first anime detour that I go to, and I think this is Detour 2010. And we're all laying in the bed or whatnot, and you know, like it's a huge like California king bed, and we're all laying inside the bed or whatever, and we're all cuddling, and my friend walks through the door, and he's like there's too much dick in this room. He's like, the dick to vagina ratio in this bed is too much. He's like, we need some more pussy up in here. So he's like, hey Mar, he's like, can I call? He's like, a girl like to come in the room to cuddle with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't think the motherfucker was gonna finger bang her. I'm just like, you know, he thought he wanted like to cuddle with someone. So she comes into the room or whatever, and you know, we're laughing and talking, and we stayed up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we honestly, all of us had been up for about 3 days, like about 2 days straight, because we were excited about seeing each other and going to the convention, and we were doing all that last minute cosplay shit. So we finally go to bed, and I start hearing noises, but it's not the kind of noises that at first I thought they were making out, and I was like, all right guys, keep it down. And then I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's not the kind of noises a mouth makes. And I open my eyes, and lo and behold, my friend is like finger banging this girl like right next to me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And so,
my god.
she turns around, and she's like orgasming, and the guy, there's like, I wish I could like put a video with this, but like imagine 5
Why
people,
would
like,
you want to do that?
because the world needs to know. There's like 5 or 6 people, and we're like all spooning in the bed. And he's in the middle, so as he's finger banging this girl, his hand is rubbing up on the back of the guy that's in front of him or whatever.
Gross.
So he turns around, and the look on his face, he looks like Lemmy Winks when he like turns around in the bed. And she flips around, so like he can get like a better shot at like finger banging her.
Why didn't they
And
just like
she
leave
kicks
the
the
bed?
girl because they were rude. So like she turns around and she kicks me. She kicks the girl because she's like, you know, she's about to come, and she turns around and she scratches my arm as she's orgasming, and I'm like, I'm like, whoa, hey bitch, I'm like, if I'm not making you have the orgasm, you don't get to scratch me. So finally she's done, or he's done rather, she's done, he's done, they're both done, and there's like this awkward silence of like 60 seconds. And then she's like, well, it was nice meeting everyone. And she like pulls up her drawers, and it was nice meeting your vagina too. And all the sounds associated with it. So she gets up and she runs out of the room. And the guy turns around and he's like, hey, so what are we doing today? And we're like, we know what you're doing. You're washing your fucking hands. So we end up like throwing him out of the bed. And this was my second time ever going to an anime convention. And this con almost ruined anime conventions for me. Like, I almost did not go back to anime conventions because it was just such a terrible con and everything else or whatnot. But yes, that's the finger banging story, and it happened. And now, Canada, you know about it too.
Oh my god, that's unfortunate. So. Okay, by the way, I just posted a picture, the picture of me with the gas mask and my friend who's like basically like a photography graduate. And yeah.
Come on, computer, open the link.
Okay.
But like, I wish I had cool con stories, except for like none of them are cool. Except for I did.
I don't have cool con stories. I have monstrosities. That's not cool.
True.
I
Like
have
they're
a
at
cool
least
con
entertaining.
story.
I was gonna say
That was like
Oh.
terrifying.
I think like one of the weirdest ones that okay, you guys watched the English version of Sailor Moon, right?
Yes.
Obviously. You remember Minnie Moon?
Yeah.
Jimmy Moon.
Well, the voice actress who did Minnie Moon was actually a host on a Canadian television station for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is
Oh.
Sugar. That's just her stage name that she
It
uses
sounds
for
like
everything.
It almost sounds like a porn name. Sugar.
No, like
Stripper
you know, how
name.
you know that voice that she did for Minnie Moon? That's her normally
Yeah.
talking. That's just her
Wow.
normal voice.
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah, not even joking.
Is she tiny?
Yeah, she's like
Is she
4
hot?
foot something. She's really cute. Yeah,
Is she hot?
but like,
Adorable.
She's adorable.
Google.
but like, at the worst convention I went to, I did get to meet her by accident. In the sense of
By
like,
accident.
well, like she was there and we knew she was there, but like I can't remember even how old we were. Like must have been like 16 or something. But like we were just being stupid kids, like, and we were like, oh look, there's a camera that's obviously not filming, and we were acting like
Mhm.
idiots in front of it, you know. And then like I think I fell or something, and then I hear like this really high pitched giggle, and I looked, and I'm like, oh no, it was her. And it was just like I was like, oh shit, I hope you didn't see all of that. And she's like, I did, don't mind.
You know it's funny that you mentioned voice actors that sound or that like that's actually their voice. The first NebraskaCon I went to, which I think was NebraskaCon 2010. When I went there, I saw the. Have you any of you guys seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, the American version?
Yes.
You know the voice actor for Asuka? I forget her name.
Asuka?
Yes, Asuka. That's exactly what she sounds like. And I was sitting
What?
right in front of her. It was during opening ceremonies. And I was just expecting her to be like, get up, Shinji. Like, that's her voice. Like, through the whole, like, I was like, oh my god. And it was so different, like, watching a woman, I mean, like, you know, because I was so used to, like, Asuka, you know, like, with this voice, and watching this older lady, like, have the same voice or whatever, and she's actually, and it was so weird to, like, see her be so nice and sweet with this voice, because Asuka is kind of a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
I love how you pronounce Asuka's name, like, Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka.
Asuka. We had an exchange student living with us named Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
She was so nice. I miss her so much. Yeah, we had her for like I can't remember actually how long we had her. Like basically a month. But like, oh my god, last day was just fucking hell. I just actually still have that was like how I got my volunteer hours for high school. By the way, I'm not sure if you guys do that in the States. Like you actually have that the mandatory volunteer hours.
Nope.
Yeah.
We're not nice enough for that.
What? Okay, so
our world is so different from yours.
Okay, so apparently in Canada, it's just to get work experience and just like get to do something with the community.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get at least 45 hours of community service, not really community service, but like volunteer stuff. By the time you graduate, if you don't have those volunteer hours, you don't graduate.
Oh, that's interesting.
I kind of think.
I think it would make America a better place if they like did something like that, like volunteering or whatever. And I specifically would like high schoolers to like do a customer service related job so they know how shitty the rest of the country is.
Well,
so
that's
when
co-op,
they grow up, so when they grow up, they don't act like little shitheads.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
like
starting to
for
sound old.
how I got
Darn
mine,
kids.
how I got my 45 hours plus, because I actually got way more than that, was during that month with the exchange students. We taught them English and about Canada.
Oh, nice.
And which was really fun. I really miss those girls a lot because like they were fucking hilarious.
Do you guys do sister cities like we do here in America? Like for example, here in Des Moines, our sister city is actually Yamanashi Prefecture in Japan, which is, if you've seen some of my pictures on Facebook, it's a lot of the it's, you know, that Japanese shrine that you've seen me shoot at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those pictures, that shrine was actually donated to us by Yamanashi Prefecture because it's actually our sister city, so we do get a lot of Japanese interaction here in Des Moines, and I don't know.
Huh.
We exchanged gifts with Japan, and I don't know what we had to offer besides corn. I think we probably did give them corn. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me
Probably
on that.
soybeans too.
I don't think we have anything quite like that. I here in Ottawa, I'm not sure if they do it in other provinces. I'm so sorry if there's other Canadians listening. They're like, you got that wrong. But
Eh.
I know mainly in Ottawa because it is capital.
Right.
Basically during oh god, I'm sorry, shitty history lesson from someone who doesn't remember it properly. But oh god, I can't even remember what country it was. But basically, Canada helps protect a princess during the World War II, I think.
Mhm.
And because she was
Is
like,
this Frozen?
no, she was like
I'm
pregnant,
just fucking
and
with you.
they had to protect her because like in where she was from was, oh god, where was it? Was it Sweden or Switzerland?
It's one of them Scandinavian
One of them,
countries that
yeah.
got the shit beat out of them.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it is Sweden, but like, anyways, or Norway. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm bad at history
It's alright.
and geography. Uh, the things
It's
that
all
matter.
really cold up there.
Anyways, so when shit was hitting the fan, we helped the princess and Kate, like kept her safe, and she gave birth here in Canada, to her child, and as thanks for keeping her safe, they gave us like a buttload of tulips to say like like thank you.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that story. I just
So-
remember the tulip part. I don't
Yeah.
remember the princess part. Yeah, but I heard
So
some
every-
country in Europe. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Every year we have the tulip festival, which is like where we like plant tulips in like a beautiful like just design and just tulips everywhere. My parents went there to take our dog Jumba. By the way, if you hear me yelling Jumba, it's because he's being loud downstairs and be like, "Oh no, Daddy's working outside and I can't go outside."
Speaking of dogs, you and Kaden, your dogs are very adorable and they're also
Aw.
very delicious. I would eat your dogs if given the
Don't
chance.
Just
Terrible
sleeping
thing to
on my
say.
pillow.
I would.
Goodness.
They're delicious, especially
Jumba would
Caden's.
eat you before anything. He's such a feisty old man. Well, he's not old. He's middle aged, but I like calling him an old man. He's funny. He's like a tsundere for sure. Like he's like he will growl at you when you're petting him, but it's kind of like this like weird growl where his tail's wagging and he's like it's not
His
like I
tail is
like you or
what?
anything.
His tail is what? Could you say that again for our listeners here in America? What is his tail doing?
Wagging?
Wagging?
Yeah.
Wagging.
What? You guys don't say that? Oh my god.
You say wag.
We say wag. Pronounce our A's
Wag.
over here, lady. No, I'm just messing with you. It's fine. I do that to my Minnesota friends all the time, and
Oh
you've
my
actually
God.
been like, that was just the first word I could actually interrupt you on and not really sound super rude. But
Oh
I get
my
I get my Minnesotan friends all the time where they're like big and swagger, and they're like, hey, can you pass me a bag? I'm like, a what? What can I pass you? They're like, a bag. I'm like, I'm not gonna beg you to do anything. They're like, no, a bag. You know what I'm talking about. So instead of swagger, it's swagger. Instead of dragon, it's dragon. Instead of
Dragon?
That sounds
Drake.
weird.
Yeah, instead
Oh
of
my God.
boat, it's boat. It's like
Boat?
all of their vowels are really.
Weird.
It's cute. I love it. It's adorable though. I love it.
I think the only thing that I probably say too much different from you guys. That was not a sentence. Excuse me. I haven't even eaten yet today or drank any water. I'm
I
gonna
had
die.
ramen for breakfast.
I want to make some right now. My stomach just got like so many extra things for like our noodle stuff. Thinly sliced beef.
So cute.
But like,
That was a good moment.
like,
for
do
me.
you guys? Okay. Do you guys say harassment or harassment?
I say
Harassment.
harassment.
Harassment. Okay, because like I hear
Harassment is
people-
very British. Dude, it's harassment. That's what it is. It's harassment.
harassment is actually like an American thing. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like that's what they say, like in the courtrooms.
Yeah, because it's just like because
They
I
like,
say harassment.
Yeah. We
though-
say I say harassment, like, especially like
I
if we
think
have a
it depends
work.
on context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in a court, we'll probably say harassment, but if you're like just out and about, you'll probably say like harassment, especially like when you're talking like at work, we'll be like, oh, we have to take a course on sexual harassment. So
You have to take courses.
yes,
Oh, another.
because Americans
Yeah,
are horny.
Ethics.
I kind of want to like I'm sorry, this is gonna be like the differences between Canada and the States podcast, but like another
Right.
thing, recently at my old job that I got laid off at, we had to do a test, which was kind of just like common sense, the fucking test, but like it was about dealing with people with disabilities, and
Mhm.
by dealing with I mean like literally just helping as a customer and stuff like that. And it was like something, so I'm like, how did someone fail this test? Like,
There
By
was
being
some
a jackass.
there was like
stupid people
one where
out
it's like,
there.
if
Take
there's like
that-
a blind
take that
person, like
test.
they're like, grab that person. Like one of the things was like the don'ts, but like it was like, do you grab the person and drag them wherever? And I'm like, no, don't touch people if you don't know them.
Take that test and bring it to like one of these hick towns here in America in the States, and I can guarantee you that they would flunk that test with flying colors.
Oh my god. Like I've dealt with a
One
lot
of the
of
middle of just bumfuck nowhere towns.
Pretty much.
I've dealt with a lot of like deaf mute customers when I was working at that store, which was interesting enough. You just sort of grab a piece of paper and write out what they're saying and stuff like that. Because we don't know sign, unfortunately. I kind of wish sign was one of those things that got like mandatory kind of classes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like you don't see them a lot, and
Right.
Yeah.
like, and I like how like people apparently like reading this, I was just like, so there are people out here who think it's okay to do any of this shit.
Yes, there actually is. It's like the stupid warnings that you see on the back of packages, and I don't know if they have this in Canada, but like when you get instructions here, it'll be like, don't put this torch in your eye. And you think to yourself, you're like, what idiot would do this? And then you're like, oh, never mind. And you look up, you see some article or whatever. Like, I mean, and this all goes all the way back to the 90s where, you had people who were burning their mouths on McDonald's coffee and trying to sue and be like, this coffee is hot. It's like,
Oh,
no,
no, we
shit,
were-
Sherlock.
We already got our own like weird thing where like if you ever come up and go to Tim Hortons, sadly, at this point actually incredibly sadly, because now it's not even like, well, it's kind of like somewhat freshly baked stuff, but it's still like pre-made. It's not as good as it used to be. But one of the biggest changes that I've noticed was everything became smaller. Like all the donuts were smaller, all the muffins were smaller, and I was really upset by this as a child. I was just like, I want my giant ass muffin.
One thing I
And
did-
so I looked at my dad and I'm like, why did this happen? He's like, oh, they got in trouble for having large portions. And I'm like,
What?
From the last episode that we did, VV, I just remembered something. I remember last week when we were talking about fan service Renji, I said good people, and you were like, "What does that mean?" Do you guys not say that up there?
good people?
Yeah, when I said fan service Renji was good people, and you were like, "What do you mean
Oh,
by that?"
yeah, no, we don't fucking say that.
Yeah, basically
I
when you say it's really a southern thing. Like, if people down south are talking about you, they'll be like, "Yeah, he's good people right there." So yeah, he's good people essentially. I mean, he's a good person. He's a guy to have a couple of
Ah.
drinks with him. So that's
Yeah.
what that means.
Like,
But
I'm trying to think, like, do we have weird phrases that you guys don't say?
Probably.
you guys
Most
just
likely.
borrow. You
Well,
guys just borrow
we-
everything from us. We consider you the United States, just so you know. I'm just messing with
I
you.
guess.
Extended states.
I still laugh at that milk bag post because it was just
Mm.
like there's a post going around on Tumblr and it's like it was just like a picture of a milk bag and
Mhm.
like you guys have those there, right?
What's that?
A milk
You
bag.
can get them, but they're
Yeah, I was
not
gonna say
milk
like
bag.
I know you can buy them. I know
What's a milk
for
bag?
fact. A milk bag is how we get our milk. I mean, we do cartons and we do milk bags.
I've
milk
never
bag's
seen a
just-
milk bag before.
Oh,
So
I'll
it like
find you a
literally
picture.
comes in a
It's a bag of
like
milk?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
send you a picture because it's like I don't get why you guys can't like wrap your heads around it. Like I saw like a person's like, well, how do you like?
Because we
How do
like
you pour it?
plastic
And I'm like,
things
you
that are
put it in a
bad for the
carton.
Environment.
Well, see, the thing is, they
America,
actually
we don't
tried,
drink our
at
milk
least in
bags.
Iowa, where I live, they tried doing a movement where they try to say, hey, let's start doing milk bags because it's better for the environment.
It really is, and you can reuse
Well-
them to make sandwich bags.
That,
Like,
but
What do these things look
the
like?
issue
What
why it
sorcery
didn't
is
take
this?
off is because there started to be actually a lot of health issues with it.
what
Because
the fuck were you guys
the-
doing?
It has to do with
you know how you sell
when you
milk
go to
bags?
pour
I
it.
would make them look like boobies. That's what I would do.
It would
I
go.
just posted a picture. Sorry.
It would go from when you go to pour it to like the little drips would get into the container,
Yeah,
and then even
wash
if you
that
sealed
shit.
it, and even if you sealed
You
it, it
wash
just
that
like would
shit.
sit there and it would just go bad, and that's
Yeah,
it would make
wash it
people
in
sick.
between the uses.
That's too much work. I'd rather just pop off a lid off a carton and pour
Well,
it
when I
put
say
it back
wash,
on.
I
Destroy
mean
the
literally you just have to
environment.
put running water in it and then rinse it out. Like it's
Vivi?
not.
Yeah, but
it's not
that's
brain
actually that's
surgery.
a lot more
Vivi,
than just
we're
taking.
we're American. We're lazy. We don't we don't want to do all that work.
Okay, did you see the picture? Did you see the picture yet?
Wow, look at
That's
that! It's an
weird.
actual
I just posted it in the
bag.
chat, so
That's
Huh.
so weird.
it's not weird at all. Like,
It's weird.
oh
Cultural
god, I want to take a
differences.
picture of like mine and be like, look, this is how we do the things. But like so many
I don't
stupid
drink
ass
milk
questions.
anyways.
Well, I don't
I'm
either.
lactose intolerant.
I put it in my coffee. That's about it. But
Oh, I don't even do that. People don't want me to put it in my coffee.
But yeah, here's like a picture of it in a milk container though. Like just so you know, like we're not like literally like fumbling around with a fucking bag while trying to pour our milk.
Bumbling around. I can't get this idea out of my head that you guys are like
That
carrying
was
around this
so
bag and like trying to
weird.
squish it into your cereal.
No,
Is that how you?
literally-
That's way too much
you cut
work.
the
I
corner.
can't do it. I can't
No, you cut
do
the
it.
corner. Like literally,
No.
we have like this thing on my
No.
fridge where it's literally just like a milk bag cutter, and you just slice it open at, like the corner, and then you pour, and then you put in the fridge, and then you're good.
I don't mean to
It
sound
seems
like
messy.
an ignorant American, but
He's an
I'm
ignorant
surprised I'm like
American.
the only one here that actually knows what you're talking about.
I know. I feel somewhat
because
less
you're
lonely
rich,
about
Richard.
this.
That's why. I'm just
I
messing
feel like milk jugs are like okay.
The rich people get milk bags.
One thing that I have export, and I know this is gonna make me sound really American and ignorant, but one of the things I have exported from Canada is dipping my French fries in mayonnaise. I can't use ketchup anymore.
Were you
It's
from
the
Quebec? Like,
it's the
gross.
shit. I love that.
Why would you do that?
It's amazing. At first, I thought it was terrible, but I dipped it in there, and now I can't stop eating
I
it.
think
and
it's like
feel
I just I
That's
hate
what
mayonnaise,
she's
but I knew some girl, a woman I should probably say, but like she used to like on her patin.
What's that?
I mean,
I
Oh
don't
my
know
god,
what it
you guys
is.
don't know. Oh fuck, you guys have not lived.
do you mean poutine?
Patin, yeah.
What's
Poutine.
that?
No.
What the fuck is Putin?
I don't
Is
know
that,
what that
is that
is
the
either.
president of Russia? Is that the prime minister of
No,
Russia?
no,
Putin?
that's
It's the
Putin.
only
What?
Putin I know.
Putin is freaking Russia.
No. Okay, so patin, that's
Poutine.
how you
Poutine.
pronounce it,
No.
because it's French.
What is that?
Shush. Anyways, it's literally just fries with gravy and cheese curds.
Spell this word.
Poutine.
Patin. It's
Poutine.
French. Anyways,
I like how there's silence.
it's like the seething hate. But like, it like I know. Okay, so I just told you what's in it, which is very basic. It's fucking good. Anyways, especially
I'm
when you
gonna
get
Google
real
that
cheese
shit.
curds.
I
I
need
don't
to see
not that
this.
mozzarella, but like, it's really fine though, cause like I knew this girl who literally like on her patin, she put mayonnaise and ketchup in with the gravy. Ugh.
Oh, that's terrible. That literally made me gag.
It was no. It sounds. It's actually really gross.
Okay, wait. How do you spell that again? P-O-T-T what?
No, Poutin.
Oh, P
I found a link.
P-O-U-T-I-N. Okay, because I got like the prime minister of
That's
Wikipedia.
Poutin.
I couldn't eat that.
Really? It actually, to be honest, we call it hardtack in a bowl. So I mean, it makes sense.
Holy
Hard
shit!
tack.
Look
I
at
mean,
that.
like-
I'm gonna make
That's
me
too much
some of that
dairy
shit.
For me,
Totally,
I would
do it up.
explode. Like
I could.
I can't do all that dairy. It would be unfortunate.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
lactose
10
intolerant,
for
but I would risk it.
myself and those near me.
I would risk it.
It's
Where'd
so
that robe
good,
go?
though.
You just went from like homely to like sexy like overnight. Like your hair is dried and took off your robe, Kaden.
Yes. I was getting hot.
Oh.
It's like
I wait. So you guys don't have patin where you?
No.
Really?
Actually, we do. I've seen it at like diners.
We just call
Well,
it French
I
fries and
actually
gravy.
thought-
Yeah. Nick,
Yeah,
where do you
we
live?
don't have a fancy word for it. Like to me, that's just diner food.
Yeah,
Oh,
French
okay.
fries and
Well,
gravy.
that's essentially what it is. It's like
Okay.
Potatoes smother.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like
Oh my
like
gosh.
you make it sound like such a gourmet dish. Do you guys have
It's not.
poutine?
It's not at all. It's literally just
So
like
what happens when you make it French?
no. Go back the gourmet French. No, it's funny when I was like, what's a Canadian, like when we had the Japanese girls with us, we had to go like, now what's a Canadian? Oh, again, I'm just gonna go back to what I was saying earlier about the maple syrup. Amar, you have to come up here, and I'll take you to a sugar bush. We'll get like maple taffy, like the fresh maple taffy, where they just literally put like a popsicle stick on the
I would
snow,
get fat
and
off
then
of that shit.
drizzle maple syrup on the snow, and it freezes, and you just eat.
You know, I like how you guys use
magical.
I like how you guys use your snow for things too. Like out here, especially if you get too much, if we buy too much pop or whatnot.
Yeah, you
we'll
just
take
put
the
it on the back.
Yeah, just throw it out in the and it goes and freezes for you and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's great.
We do that actually
We
quite a
don't have
bit.
this option.
What do you guys call soda? Do you guys call it pop up there?
No,
What do you call it?
Soda.
soda.
You guys call it soda in Canada?
We say Coke.
You
Well,
guys
it
say
depends
Coke
on
for
what
everything though.
Ew,
Yeah.
really?
Which is
Do you want a Coke?
my
Yes,
only
what
thing
kind?
is with that is that
a Sprite.
there's a brand called Coke, so it makes it really hard.
Get this
You're like,
man a
"Can I
Coke.
get a
He wants a
Coke?"
Sprite.
I feel like I'm somewhat lying though about that, because like some people do call it pop, but like it's kind of like, what? Oh, yeah.
Regional.
When I grew up
Yeah,
down
like-
south, I was the only kid who said pop because my dad was from Iowa, and people down in Georgia, they say soda or soft drink. And so and the reason why they call it soft drink is because a hard drink is like liquor and soft drink is like pop, essentially. So I said
Oh,
pop.
that's why they
and
call it
people,
soft drink.
Yeah, and people were
Because
like,
we also
what?
do that too.
Yeah, and people were like, what? What the fuck are you saying, pop? So in order to not sound weird, I just combined the two together because my mom was from New Orleans. So I combined like pop and soda, and I created. Well, I didn't create soda pop, but I just called it soda pop, essentially.
I say
But-
soda pop sometimes.
Yeah.
I was like,
Old
I'd
man.
go visit my family up in Des Moines, and they'd say, "Oh, do you want something to drink?" And I'd say Coke, but I really meant Dr. Pepper. And they'd give me an actual Coke. I was like, right.
You got to be specific.
Y'all
You have family in Des
actually-
Moines?
Yeah.
You have family in
Yeah,
Des Moines?
my daddy's from Des Moines.
Oh, really? So you do have a
Yeah.
connection to here.
They live in
and
like
stuff.
little southern Italy part of Des Moines.
You talk about the south side?
Yeah.
Oh, I live on the south side.
Oh, really?
Southern-
That's where my dad is
Southern
from.
Italy.
They're like, oh, freaking. You might know my freaking family then. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Des Moines is very small, and there's a lot of Italians here, so it's quite. And a lot of my friends are Italian, or Sicilians, or one of them. Don't ever call an Italian or Sicilian
Oh
an
my
Italian.
god, they get so
They get so
mad.
offended. They're like, I'm
Don't
not
cross that.
Italian. I'm
That is not
Sicilian.
the same. I'm like, but it's right there. There's Italy, and then it's
Yeah.
And they're like,
We're like,
no,
"No." I'm like,
no,
my bad.
Sicily,
bad.
Sicily.
Oh my god.
It's a big deal. But yeah, that's funny. We go up there. We've been up there for like the Frulani that they do every now and then, the big family reunion and all that.
Oh, nice, nice.
Actually,
It's good.
yeah, like what's a traditional, like not really traditional, but like definitely like from America kind of food? Like I guess from each state that you're from.
Chicken fried steak.
Well, for Texas.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me, what the hell is that?
I didn't even have to think about that.
Chicken bread sticks.
I'm trying to
Shit is
think, 'cause, like,
What is it?
like-
What is it? Like describe it.
Oh, it's kind of like it's not like a T-bone steak. You take almost kind of like a hamburger meat, like ground beef steak thing,
Mhm.
and then you bread it and you cook it like fried chicken. and
Yeah,
then you
it's
smother it in
amazing.
white gravy.
It's
Oh my god, that
awesome.
sounds amazing.
Fabulous.
It's awesome.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Georgia kind of borrows a bit like from everybody. Like we have chicken fried steak. We have I don't know. We don't really have like our own food per se. We kind of borrow from Texas and Louisiana and everyone else. I guess you could say a popular dish that I'm really used to is probably po' boy sandwiches. And po' boy is actually they were the reason why they're called po' boy. The reason why they're called po' boys is actually it's Black English, and in Black English, if you're speaking in Black English, you're gonna drop the or off the end of a lot of your words. So instead of saying floor, you're gonna say flow, and instead of saying pour, you're gonna say po. So po' boy actually means poor boy sandwich, and the reason why it was called that is because back in the 1920s, you could get a huge meal that included the salad for like a nickel, which is why it was called a poor boy sandwich. And basically black started calling it a po' boy, essentially, or because of that dialect. And you could get this huge sandwich with like shrimp or fried fish on it, lettuce, tomato, and like Cajun spices or whatnot, and you had a whole meal for a nickel. So it was a poor boy sandwich. It was a poor meal essentially, so which hence the word po' boy. And they are amazing, especially like if you have a po' boy sandwich with like jambalaya or gumbo on the side. It is absolutely to die. It is absolutely to die for. So but yeah, Georgia is like a combination. Georgia's kind of known for like its oh wait, fuck it, I take that back. We're known for our fucking tea in Georgia and our lemonade. That is what we do the best. And I know that's not a dish, but we make the best.
Do you mean like sweet tea?
Yeah, we do sweet.
Just tea.
Oh, we put sugar in our tea, honey. We don't do that.
No. I mean like okay, sorry, I'm making fun of like Texas, but like is it like just like hot ass tea or cold iced tea?
Both. We do both.
Cold tea's gross.
What we do is like
cold sweet
we take
tea
it,
is the shit.
Yeah,
I just made iced tea.
What we do is and like one of the ways we make it down south, and we don't just let it sit in like a giant container. We'll actually take it and we'll sit it in the sun, because the sun actually creates a chemical reaction with the lemon and the tea inside of it, and it gives it this really unique taste. And it like it's
my God.
It gives it this really, and we actually sometimes people will call it sun tea or like sun iced tea, like after they chill it, and the sun changes the flavor of the tea, like the sun rays essentially.
I gotta do that this summer.
It's
my God.
fucking amazing. You're fucking
we have jars.
You love it. And like go ahead and just take you some tea bags, take a jar of tea, throw some lemon in it, and the sun plus the lemon plus the tea creates this chemical reaction.
How much lemon,
of awesomeness.
By the way? Like, do you just put like sliced lemon or like
taste?
Couple
Sorry,
of slices.
I make things.
It depends on like how you want it, but ordinarily on average people will use a couple of slices of lemon. They just toss it in there, and you just let it sit in the sun for about 2 to 3 hours, depending on how strong you want it. Like if you want like a really light taste of it, do it for like an hour to 2 hours. If you want a strong taste, let that shit sit in there for like 8 hours, and it will knock you the fuck down. It's so
it's fabulous.
It's so good.
Oh my God, I need to do that. What about you, Richard?
I don't know, because I come from a first generation Spanish family and Irish, but like just for Iowa, it's plain and simple as
turducken.
Sweet corn.
Sweet. Sweet.
What about the turducken, man?
I've never had turducken, so.
What about people up here fucking I don't know if it's the dish of Iowa, but a lot of my friends who hunt do turduckens. They'll do like the fucking turkey, the duck with the chicken inside of it, and they bake that shit, and all the juices from all three birds like merge together. It's like transmutation from Full Metal Alchemist, and it's actually kind of
delicious. It makes me sad. No.
Am I reminding you of that
turducken?
Oh my God.
Am I reminding you of that episode with?
Oh my God, no, we're not gonna talk about it.
No. Oh my God. I was gonna say like I have another Canadian dish that I've had like a few times, and every single time I have it, I'm like, yes. I'm gonna see if I can try to pronounce this properly, but it is another French Canadian dish. Where it's specifically from, I'm not sure. I would probably say like I would say Quebec, but I would more say like New Brunswick, because it was probably Acadians who made this. So, but it's called tourtière, and it's literally just like this meat pie, but it's not like chunks of like ground beef. It's so fine that it's just so smooth.
Is that pot pie?
It's not pot pie. It's just like a meat pie. It's literally just like filled to the brim with meat.
That sounds like a pot pie.
Dude, just like, okay, I'm gonna send you the word and just Google image search it, and like
you're
you'll
like,
understand.
there's a difference, American. There's a difference.
No, because like pot pie has like a gravy and like a cream sauce usually, right?
Okay, I feel you now.
Like this one's like.
How do you say that? What's that? Totière?
Tourtière.
Okay.
Yes.
Totally.
I speak Chinese. I suck at French, so don't judge me.
No, I speak English, sort of.
Oh, it looks almost like a quiche.
except there's no egg, except for maybe on
No egg.
yeah, like it's just like
Okay.
it's ugh, I don't know. I want actually now that I'm looking at it, I'm like I want it again, but it's so bad for you.
All the best foods are
It's
bad
literally
for
just
you.
like
I
pie
actually made a
filled with
really
meat.
good chili that was healthy for
Oh wow, look at
a
that shit!
relative.
I'm gonna make some of that like this
Dude,
week.
seriously.
Holy shit!
It's so good.
I'm making that. That looks. I have the pans for that shit. I'm cooking that. That looks
Sweet.
amazing.
Oh.
But,
It's yeah, we're sort of health nuts in my house, so we barely have any like pies or anything like that, which makes sense. It's not great for you.
and yeah, another dish for Georgia is like the and this is ironic because I fucking hate peaches, but peach cobbler. Yeah, I hate peaches.
How do you hate
How do you hate
peaches?
peaches,
I
actually?
bought
I
a
don't
peach
like.
tree
I
for
haven't.
our backyard.
I haven't
Wow.
like.
We're gonna have some fresh
I
peaches.
haven't liked
God
peach.
damn
I have
it.
not liked peaches ever since I was born. I don't like the aftertaste. I don't like the texture. I'm a texture person, and if something has a
There's
weird,
something wrong with
Really?
you.
if something has a weird texture, I won't eat. Like I don't like
I think
watermelon either. And no jokes,
Oh,
Richard.
high five for
Fuck
that
off.
one, because I don't like them either.
I don't like the
except for like
texture.
Just
No.
tearing down stereotypes here.
yeah. What?
You saw it here, folks. No,
Oh
I
my
don't,
god.
I do not like fucking watermelon. I think it's disgusting.
Well,
But no, I don't like.
it's got no
I would-
flavor.
And the thing is,
It really
I
doesn't.
think Georgia made it worse for me, like because I didn't like peaches, and then like living around peach farms and people making peach cobbler and peach pie, it just intensified my hatred.
As soon as
Like,
James and the Giant Peach came out, you screamed.
yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, who lives in a giant ass? Like, what the hell? Like, it just.
I love that
Ah.
movie, by the way.
But no, peaches down south are very, very popular. Peach cobbler. They actually have like peach. They have like contests down there in a lot of smaller towns. Like peaches.
Oh, yeah,
It's
they
what
do.
it's what Georgia does. Like it. I mean, it's. And granted, like I don't like peach cobbler. I don't like peaches. Oh, actually, I should take that back. I don't like peaches, but some of the cobbler that I've had down south is tolerable or whatnot. Like peach is one of those
Dude.
things that I won't eat, but like I've actually tried some of the peach cobbler and they make
Have
it so
you-
good down in Georgia. It actually makes it. I mean, it made it. I guess you could say enough for me to like scarf it down. I guess you could say in a way.
Have you ever had barbecued peaches?
Yes, I've had any kind of peach you can think of. Vivi, I have had. I've been
I don't
around.
even like
I have
cooked fruit, and I
smells.
actually like barbecued peaches.
Mhm.
Like it, I don't know. Like I'm not like I don't like. I'm sorry for everyone, but I don't like pies for the most part. Because I
You
can't.
hate
Terrible,
America if you
terrible
don't like
person.
pie.
Oh yeah, like I was gonna say, like it's like apple pie. Like my dad, like of everyone, they're like, "Oh, your dad makes the best apple pie," and I'm like, I fucking just don't like it.
If you don't like apple pie, that's like not liking America.
The only pie
Just
I
not
like, the only
American.
quote unquote like fruit. Now it's not a fruit, but pie, sweet pie
Mhm.
that I like is pumpkin pie because who the fuck
Pumpkin
doesn't like
pie is
Have you ever had
shit.
buttermilk pie?
Yes.
That's kind of a southern thing, but buttermilk pie is fucking delicious.
I've never
That's
even heard
awesome.
of it.
Oh,
It is awful for you,
oh, probably.
but it is delicious.
I like-
Oh yeah,
you know-
speaking of which, Amar, another addition to
Hmm?
the sugar bush. When you're finished at the sugar bush, at like doing your tour and everything like that,
Mhm.
like because we do hayride tours.
hmm If I had a
Oh.
porn name, I'm gonna call myself Sugar Bush now.
Yeah, that's a Canadian thing though. You have to like be a lumberjack. But, like, by the end, there's like this like usually at least the one I went to, there's like a shack, and they make like homemade pancakes with and they serve it with the freshly made like syrup, and it's fucking godly.
That sounds amazing. And Kaden, you bringing up buttermilk kind of reminded me of how they cook chicken down south. Like, you ever seen them soak it in the buttermilk first and then do fried chicken?
What?
Like as if fried chicken wasn't already like
Wait, what? Hold on, what?
they
What?
they soak buttermilk. I don't know if they do this in Texas, but in Georgia they'll like marinate the chicken in buttermilk and then they fry it.
Yeah,
And,
they
like,
like bread it. It's kind of like it gives it a nice coating, and then plus
Right.
if you do that and then you put some breadcrumbs on it, it holds it better.
Right. So
too.
with normal fried chicken, you were already going to have a heart attack. Now you're going to have a heart attack twice plus a stroke, like after they're done buttermilking it. Like, it's delicious, but it is not good for you. But it's so good. It's
Usually the
basically like
case.
fat fried inside of fat fried inside of chicken with more bread on top of it. It's just awesome.
I guess like sorry, I'm such a foodie, but like I love food
Yeah, you are,
so much. Like,
Miss
obviously.
Instagram. You Instagram like all of
You
your
should
food.
come
I know, like,
to Texas during the state
oh
fair
my god,
and try
I should.
fried like everything.
Oh,
And then, like,
yes.
gain even more weight.
That is what the Texas State Fair is
Oh,
about.
that's
It's
right.
like,
That's something Iowa has.
what
Fried
can
butter.
we fry?
Oh, fried butter.
I was
Fried
gonna say,
ice
like,
cream.
I know
Oh,
this
we've
is a
had
little
fried butter.
bit.
Fried butter is delicious.
Oh my god, gross.
We
And
lost
fried
her, folks.
Oreos
Oh.
and fried cheesecake
Oh.
and fried.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
so
what did we
sorry.
Fried
I was
Twinkies.
gonna
Yep,
hit
it was
myself.
like
Pickles.
a fried Thanksgiving like dumpling
Oh
thing,
my-
and it was like Thanksgiving in your mouth, and it was amazing.
That sounds awesome.
What else was there?
There's
Oh.
fried pickles.
But like, I
It's
was gonna say, like,
amazing.
restaurants, like,
Fried pickles, yeah.
do you guys
Fried
like have
pickles you can get
abundance
anywhere,
of
though.
restaurants in, like, I want to say abundance. I mean, like, more than just like the stereotypical ones. Like, you guys have like a great array of restaurants in your areas, because like, I'm like crying in
In
bar
my
in
specific area, I do. But my area, there's a
Yeah.
lot of different races. We have a lot of Indians and Asian people out here, so
Well,
we've got
I
like,
live in Canada.
Oriental
I mean, it's not like we
restaurants,
don't
Indian
have that.
restaurants, Mexican restaurants, white people restaurants.
Yeah.
What the fuck do white
We
people eat?
got
No,
all
I'm
of
just...
I swear to God, like the things that they're trying to cater to in Ottawa, or at least like they're trying to expand now, but like,
Mhm.
oh my God, it's like the most boring of boring people. Like, we barely like we barely actually have any Korean barbecue. Sushi's becoming bigger. Barely eating Thai.
Good sushi.
Vietnamese is starting to grow. Like, we barely have anything good. Like, I mean by that I'm saying like the best places to eat any of the Asian food obviously is going to be Chinatown. Just like there's this a really awesome Korean barbecue place in Chinatown. It's really expensive, but like you get like the best service, and like it's so like traditional. It's so good.
Yeah,
Like-
here. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, that took me like a month to find it.
Mm.
Like, I was searching because like people were like, I didn't like it because it was not white food, and I'm just like, because I'm like on Urban Spoon or something, and I'm just like, then don't go to not white food places.
Like, did they advertise that it was white food?
I know, like when I say like I'm obviously like not saying what they're saying, but like it was just like, oh, I didn't like it because it didn't taste like this, and I'm like, yeah, because it's not that. It's like, oh my god, like I even went to a Thai place recently, and
I love
or
Thai
like
food.
really recently, but like it wasn't Thai. Sorry, it was Vietnamese. It was a
I love
pho
Vietnamese
place,
food.
and like who doesn't? It's so good. But like
Oh my
there
God.
was like this old like these old people, and like half of them were like, yeah, we're gonna actually eat something awesome, and then the other half was just like, do they have burgers here? And we're like, no, go next door.
I hate when people do that shit. Like, you would go up to this restaurant, and it'll be this super fancy restaurant, and it'll be like, oh, do they have a burger? It's like, go to fucking McDonald's if you want a burger. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not here to get a fucking burger. I'm here because I want to eat something,
It
blew
blew my mind because like
That's
it's
when I
like,
say
why
there's
are
a
you even
Fuddruckers
here?
right there.
Butt fuckers.
Well, it's like, why would you want to go to a restaurant that is obviously not your culture and then order something of your own culture there and expect them to do it? Like,
Right,
no,
it's-
like,
I hate,
what the
I didn't-
hell?
I thought that was an American thing, because people do that here all the time, and they're like, well, they'll be at a French restaurant, and they'll be like, well, why can't I get a burger here? It's like, because you're at a French restaurant, asshat. They're not gonna serve them. They're not gonna call it. And like they do that at Holly's restaurant, Richard, because it's a French restaurant. Huh? Former
restaurant.
Yeah. And they do that there, and they're like, oh, what's all this French stuff? And it's like, it is a French restaurant, hence the word Mimi's Cafe. That is a French name. Hello,
I think
come
another
on.
thing that peeves me, this is more of my own personal thing, is just like, I hate seeing like I don't really hate it but I do at the same time. But it's like, you go to like a Pan Asian place, and I'm like, why does it have to be Pan Asian? Why can't it just be like the one thing? Like, I hate going to like a Thai restaurant, and they're like, oh yeah, and we serve sushi, and it's like, you don't have to.
Right.
If the people want sushi, they can go like down the street.
Or I love when I go to an American restaurant and they're like, we serve Asian food. And I'm like, what country in Asia? You have India, you have Nepal, you have Vietnam, you have Japan, Korea, Iran.
Asian.
And they're like,
Yeah,
there's
it's like-
more?
They're like, it's like Asian. It's
Like, it's like when you're
We
reaching
have
like
fried
Asian
rice.
salads or something like that, and you're like, okay. Like,
Yeah, Asian
that's
salad.
not
I
racist.
hate that shit.
TGI Fridays used to serve a salad. It was like Asian chicken salad.
Mhm.
It's freaking TGI Fridays. If you ordered that salad, it came in one of those like diagonally angled bowls like Genghis Grill and with chopsticks. I was like, please get more racist with your one Asian item on
Yeah,
your menu.
seriously.
I was like, oh my god.
I love when people do that same shit with like when I tell people, because I mean I know how to cook soul food, and just because you're black doesn't mean you know how to cook soul food, but I do. And a lot of people are like, oh, you gotta make some fried chicken? It's like, dude, there is more to soul food than fucking fried chicken, okay?
There really is.
And they're like, or when people try to like call Popeyes soul food, I'm like, that's not soul food. It's greasy American food, okay? Soul food is like a po' boy or a gumbo or collard greens with black eyed peas and cornbread. Okay, that is soul food, not some nasty shit that you're eating at. I mean, granted, I love Popeyes. I had some last week.
Well, it's like Panda Express. I like Panda Express, but that's not Chinese.
No, yeah, exactly.
But people are like, let's go get Chinese food. I'm like, all right, cool. We gotta go to like fresh Chinese barbecue. Let's go to Panda. I'm like, oh.
No, that's not.
I
like
like
eating
people like to
Panda
say Taco
just
Bell
because
is like
it's-
real Mexican food.
Yeah.
Good. It's decent
Oh,
food,
there's
but-
we barely have any Taco Bells here in Ottawa, which is like, I don't know if I
Good,
should
which
take
is why
yay
you
or
guys
nay,
don't have
but, like,
diarrhea.
Yeah, seriously. Which is funny because like I think the only one we have here now is near the hospital.
It's like they're ready. They're ready.
Anyways, but we just got this new brand. I'm not sure if they have this in the States. I don't know if it's like a pure Canadian uh thing, but like it's
Is it
called
a
Mucho
Naco?
Burrito. And I love that place. I know it's a much burrito, but like it's so
you can't
funny
get
though,
any
because-
more white than that.
No, it actually is really awesome. Like it's kind of like the idea of Subway in the sense that you build your burrito, but
Right.
like it's not like, hey, let's
Mm.
like take this stuff that's been left out since yesterday and
Yeah.
it,
Hey,
it's very,
Kaden,
It kind of sounds like Chipotle.
when are you
yeah,
coming back
it's-
up to Des
actually
Moines?
that's what it is. It's like Chipotle except less Chipotle.
Yeah.
Hey, Kaden, when are you coming back up to Des Moines?
Who? Me
Kaden.
or her?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go about once every 5 years. So probably another 3 or 4 years.
Aw, sad. I was hoping we
Aw.
could do like a
Unless-
photo shoot or something. I'll probably have to see you at a convention. But I was going to bring that up.
Well, I'm gonna be in Chicago for New Year's.
New Year's?
Like this coming, like 7 months away.
Right. The next convention that I'm headed to is Anime Midwest, and I'll talk some more about that on the next show. I'll be
Yeah.
probably dressed as a Lolita there, or actually not a Lolita, more specifically Cadona, boy Lolita.
Yes.
And I'll be,
Dude. Dude.
Huh?
Oh my god. Pics.
What's that?
All the time. Pics. Sorry, I love
Huh?
that shit. It's.
I'm like still like learning anime culture. Isn't that awful? Since I'm like Asian and on
No.
this podcast, it's
Um,
terrible.
No, this is
Like,
cosplay.
I'm like on this podcast and I'm like, I don't even cosplay. Like, I mean, it's not like I don't want to. I just like, I kind of want to like get like super.
Well, the
fit
good
before I
thing
do.
about this show is that it takes we call it cosplay with benefits, but I mean you do cosplay. I mean you cosplay from comic books and stuff. And Vivi, you are very well versed about the nerd community and whatnot. So you don't necessarily have to cosplay or
Yeah.
have had cosplay before because we talk about everything. Like we just
Well,
talk.
yeah.
I mean we talk about Game
Yeah.
of Thrones. We talk about Arrow. We talk about Sailor Moon. We talk
And
about
even
video
of
games.
which,
Even our
for
resident
topics,
All
anime
things
nerd
nerdy.
is he's not really a big cosplayer. Which he and my friend Quentin were asking me what cosplays they should try to do for AI.
AI.
What's AI?
Anime Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have two people asking for cosplay ideas that we should probably figure out. That'd be kind of fun to give them because they said if we give them the
Yeah.
ideas now, they might actually get them done by.
What do they look like? Because
Because
I will.
you know what
I,
Jake's look
Give
like?
us pictures so we can creep.
Yeah.
Just a second.
Well, obviously I'm not doing it, but
I mean, so that we can help them come up with ideas for their costumes.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jake.
Yes.
All right. I know. I know who Jake is, but I don't know who your friend Quentin is.
I still have to say like my first cosplay is totally going to be is going to be Tetra from Wind Waker.
Oh shit.
By the way,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
we have to have like a topic about video games I told my sister and she said she kind of wants to join in if we do that because my
Okay.
sister is like she works at EB
Well,
Games. I mean, not that
I've
really
been-
means anything, but
I've been trying to do kind of a rushed through on the Scott Pilgrim game recently. I have.
Okay, I don't know if I can add on that because first of all, I don't like Scott Pilgrim because I'm a blasphemous person.
Well, if you
sorry.
don't like the movie, that's okay. It was okay, but the book
The
series
con-
is
but
good.
But he was so horrible.
Well, yeah, but you don't look at Scott Pilgrim. You look at all the other cool stuff.
I guess I don't.
I look at knives.
But you have to
Yeah,
admit,
I do like
Gideon
the art
was a
style,
lot
like, a
worse than
lot.
Scott.
I still need to cosplay Matthew Patel.
But like
Oh.
my sister and I are huge Zelda fans. Like I'm looking at my little Figma of Link right now, and last night, actually all the time, I have actually this awesome. If anyone wants this jacket, I can definitely say where to get it. But there's a store called Much Needed Merch, online, and they sell like I got this as a gift, but like they sell like this Letterman's jacket, and it's like got on the right side, it's got the Hylian crest, and on the left side it's got like the traditional Hyrule like font, like
Take note,
like Zeldic
cosplayers.
font, and
the
it's like
shop.
an H. And on the back, it's the cover, I think, of the crest that you see on the cover of the first game, and it says like, power, wisdom, courage.
Mm-hmm.
It's freaking awesome. Like I wear it all the time.
I'm
'cause it's
listening to you,
comfy.
Vivi, but like I'm looking at their faces and I'm trying to like come up with a cosplay for them, especially
There's-
Quentin. I see him.
I actually have to bounce because I've got a friend coming over and we need to go get our fabric for Akon in
All right,
like
we could probably stop
Okay.
recording anyway.
Yeah,
Probably.
we are at like
So, yeah.
an hour 30.
hour and a half.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually have to like eat at some point.
I
Yeah,
do too,
no,
and
you
I need
don't.
to meet a model so I can go do a photo shoot with her soon.
Yay!
I will photograph you
I
one
will.
day, Kaden. I want to
Yes.
photograph your cosplays, your crossplays.
Yes. Yes, I'll let you know whenever I'm up north. It doesn't happen often, but when I
Okay.
am, I'll let you know.
I mean, since I'll be moving down south, I will try to hit up. I mean, because Richard's been like begging me to go to RTX, so I will try to go to a Texas convention, even though I don't. I mean, I don't really know much about their cons over in Texas. I mean, I guess I suppose I could give you all folks a try and stop on by there. So
As I
you know.
said,
We're pretty cool.
RTX is
Oh yeah,
almost sold
Montreal
out.
just got Comic-Con. I don't know.
All
I
right.
mean, like,
Cons are awesome.
I mean, we
All
have
right.
we have an Ottawa Comic-Con, and then now we have a Montreal Comic-Con, which is awesome.
All right.
People who do Ottawa are the ones who took over and started doing Dallas here this year.
Oh,
I'm gonna
what?
go ahead and stop
Legit.
recording.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit
Well,
stop.
Yeah.
Can we
Oh,
do the
do
outro?
we need to do a sign off?
Yeah, we need to do an outro.
Let me pull that up. Thanks for
Right.
sticking with us through this. Don't forget, we need intro songs, which we're still desperate for those. You can send those to cosplaywithbenefits@gmail.com. You can also submit your cosplay questions to our Tumblr, which is cosplaywithbenefits.tumblr.com. You can find more episodes on iTunes and YouTube when I finally upload them on YouTube.
Woohoo!
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, okay.